What up, this is Madchild, and you're listening to Breaking Records Radio. Yeah.
What's up, this is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Specs One.
This is Spesh K.
Hot Rock's the motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
It's Breaking Records Radio and the place to be. You know what it is, Maloney. And right now we got a very special guest, the man Madchild. How's it going, my dude?
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for your time, man. Like, we were just talking before the interview, but yeah, we've been wanting to get you on the program for a long, long time. When you started the whole BAXWAR movement, that was something that really inspired us to start our Breaking Records movement. Cool. And that was before the radio show, any of this stuff. And yeah, we've come a far way from then, so, you know, it's cool. It's cool the seeds you can plant by things you do without ever realizing.
Right on.
You know what I mean? But either way, we got the legendary Madchild here, Swollen Members, Supreme Villains. The man has done countless in the hip-hop scene in Canada and internationally, has done countless things over the last, what is it, almost 20? It's over 20 years now, isn't it?
19 years.
19 years, okay, yeah, since the first Swollen. Yeah. So one thing I did want to touch on, you know, I come from that era watching you guys, like back when you had like Bring It Back and that stuff on Much Music, you know what I mean? So that's the era I'm from. But so I was just kind of curious, like, how did the whole Swollen Members thing originally formulate? Like with you and Prev and Rob.
That's it. Wow. Okay. We're young. We're rappers. I was living in San Francisco at the time, working at the extra large store, and Prevail was in San Diego at the time, kind of getting into the hip hop scene down there. We hadn't met yet. He came through on his way back to Vancouver, introduced himself. We hung out, got along good. He went home. I probably moved back to Canada like maybe a year later, and we met at a house party, and
like
both started,
without knowing either, like
correct,
just,
yeah.
Oh wow!
And we both started freestyling. There was like 150 kids in this like double joined hotel room. Everyone was like dead quiet for like an hour and a half. We're just freestyling, boom, 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 back and forth. Right after that, we went for a walk. We said let's start a group, and we did. That was it.
Holy shit! Hey, so was Rob like connected through you then, or was that through Prev?
Rob was connected through me. My biological dad used to live on an island called Gabriel Island, and Rob lived there at the time. I met some kids when I was a kid out there, back in the days of slanging weed and shit, and we hung out. Rob didn't slang weed, I did. But you know, the good old days. And then Rob was making beats. They were rappers too, and shit was so dope. And I just said, hey, you want to come out to Vancouver? I'll give you a place to stay and come work with us. And he did, and he worked his way up the ranks. He did the first tour we did across Canada doing merch. And then before you knew it, he was a producer and DJ and a fair split partner of the group.
Oh wow, okay. And so when you're talking that first tour too, is that under Swollen Members, or is this before you guys were even Swollen Members, like as a collective?
Sorry, what's that?
Like that first tour you're talking about where he came through and did the merch and stuff, were you guys Swollen Members at that point, or is this even before that?
Yeah, it was just Prevail and I were Swollen Members.
Okay, cool, dope, man, dope. And so like to move a little bit forward as well too, because I know you just dropped a new single, Faceplant, and you got Rob on the beat as well too, right? So are you, because I know that you did the album with Evidence, The Final Hour, right? And
The Darkest Hour.
The Darkest Hour, my apologies. Yes,
okay.
The Darkest Hour. And so do you have a new album in the works, or are you just kind of playing the singles game right now?
Yeah, just putting out singles. To be honest with you, the last couple of years of my life was like literally pretty dark. So I just moved back from LA, and shit's been really great the last few months. I decided to get back to work. I just toured Europe. I did like 23-show tour out in Europe. I played in Moscow. Shit was incredible. I mean, the whole tour was great. Now I'm doing 44 shows across Canada. I just been invited to tour Australia, New Zealand.
Oh shit.
We're gonna tour Canada with Swollen. I've been getting asked to go do an American tour. So like everything, kind of like I just started to walk again, and everyone's reacting real quick to it. So I think it might have been, everything happened for a reason. When you had a 19-year career and you're like crazy a little bit like I am, you're gonna have highs and you're gonna have lows. You're gonna do incredible shit and you're gonna do stupid fucking shit. And usually whenever I did stupid fucking shit, it was because I was on drugs. So I worked hard. I work hard to get off drugs, and I drink. I'm not a saint, but I worked hard. I got caught up on Xanax. I didn't go back to like dope or anything, but I got caught up on Xanax. Shit happens, but I fought to get hard to get off it. I moved back, press restart. Now shit's cracking off again real quick. So I feel very thankful. I'm coming back with a different attitude. I see things through different eyes. I kind of coming back to a new world after 4 years. Like everybody's like work hard to like get new positions in the game, and you have to like really appreciate that and respect that. So I guess you could say I'm looking around with eyes open and really respecting what everyone's accomplished, like yourself. Like everybody's doing things, you know what I mean? So it's a new world. I'm excited to come back to it. I'm excited to stay in my lane and keep doing what I do. And I'm thankful that I'm doing shows and people care, you know what I mean? I'm stoked. So I think once I start putting out a lot of new music, so I haven't even started yet. I mean, you know me, when I'm going, I fucking go.
You just go, yeah.
So you're literally seeing me at the beginning of round 3, like
new phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I didn't even realize. So when you just did the Xanax thing too, then that's something you recently went through.
Correct.
Okay, so because I know that like your whole battle of getting clean and stuff before, so you actually ended up fighting another demon.
Correct. Yeah.
Holy shit, eh?
Yeah. I was sober for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Started partying a little bit.
And that's in LA?
Went to LA. I mean, I was partying a little bit at the end of the whole Canadian thing when Lawnmower Man was cracking off and Silvertongue Devil. I think, yeah. And then I stopped again, and then by accident I went to the doctor for like anxiety.
Yeah.
And they gave me Xanax. It's called alprazolam, and that's generic Xanax. So I started taking it, and then when I started trying to like cut down on it, oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. I was like, here, I can't believe I just did this.
So that became a demon all in itself.
Oh my god. Just doing an interview, bro.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it should happen again, but I don't want to like talk about it. It's like when you like, I put on my Instagram. It's like, no, you could put it on here. My point is, that's the end of the story. Like,
yeah.
I put on Instagram, I think it sums it up. Like, when you've been to hell and back as many times as I have, you don't need to talk about it anymore. Like,
yeah.
Nobody needs to hear about all this shit like, over again. Like, cool, you fucked up, got back up. Let's hear the music. Because at the end of the day, it really is about the music, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And that's one thing I think is super dope too, because even with the first battle you had, and not to keep bringing back to it, but that is one thing that like I think myself and a lot of other listeners really relate to is that battle. So
sure.
I can only imagine what the music will reflect now, you know what I mean? Because it's just, that's one thing I think was always really dope, like, you know, because the Old Swollen stuff, that was really dope, I followed that, but it was when you kind of ventured off as a solo artist after facing those demons you had for so many years, that's when you really, you know what I mean, that ball started rolling. But like I think you connected with so many people because, you know, it was different than like just the battle rap Madchild. It was like,
sure,
you know. And actually it goes to a line I wanted to quote off your album with evidence as well too, and I don't know now what it references exactly, but a few years of pain's worth a lifetime of glory. And that's an amazing line.
Bro.
That's an amazing line. I really wanted to point that out too in talking to you, because I thought that line that really, really stuck out to me.
Thank you. Well, yeah, that's basically what just happened.
Yeah. And it's awesome.
Demons never really leave. You just got to keep fighting back.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to try to keep them under control.
Yeah, when you're an addict, the reason that I can make shit pop off when I work hard is because when you're an addict, you get addicted to the positive things and negative things.
Yeah.
And that's a way with a lot of addicts.
Yeah.
So you can go down a rabbit hole and tear yourself down tremendously, or you can focus on the gym and become fucking Mr. Universe.
Diesel,
you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Mrs. Universe.
Yeah, you're very right about that. There's the good and the bad, and if you have something to focus that energy on, because I think a lot of addicts have that same, it's that same mental build up, you know what I mean? And it's about trying to really just use the energy on something opposed to having the free time to let the devil's hands do.
Yeah, idle time is not a good look.
No.
Sitting around doing nothing is horrible.
Yeah, it's the worst thing you can do. And actually, you had a line similar to that as well. I think it wasn't even the same song.
Yeah. I say that quite a bit in different ways.
And that's one thing I really like about Madchild as a solo artist. Like, I love solo members, but like I said, that's one thing as a solo artist I think that really stands out, and why maybe just the heights you're able to reach when you go solo because of just how personal and real you get with it.
Thank you,
and
man.
I think that's what the people really relate to.
Appreciate it.
But so to move on too, because Colombian Smoke was another one of your new singles you just put out as well too. I thought that was super dope too.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm excited to hear a new album, but I get you're just kind of playing the singles game right now, and just kind of like, you know, letting people know you're back. And
Yeah, we put out a couple Swollen songs, a couple Madchild songs. We're gonna do like a little project, Madchild versus Swollen members.
oh yeah,
Just kind of give people a taste of things to come. Just get the, you know what I mean? Just get the engine revving again. Get
dope.
people paying attention a little bit, show them we're active, and then we'll put out albums.
Okay, dope. Because I was actually gonna ask about a Swollen project as well too. So you kind of already covered that basis there.
Yes, sir.
Dope, man. And if you still got a little bit of time, I wouldn't mind asking as well too about because being like I just did the interview with Evidence. He was a super cool, humble dude. One thing he told me, he was talking about MCs, right? And he's like, I'm one of those dudes who writes on the spot. He's like, I'm not a master MC like some people I work with, like your Prodigies or your Madchild. He put you in that same conversation. And he's like, this dude comes to the studio and he's got books upon books upon books of just rhymes, and he's ready to, you know, he's like, he didn't even necessarily have to write that to my beat, but it's about how he makes it work. He's like, but that's the difference, he's like, between me and some of these other MCs. He's like, these guys live and breathe hip-hop. They got, you know, books upon books. He's like, me, I just kind of write it in the studio when it's hot. He's like, so give or take, you know, that's why you get what you get from me. But I thought it would be notable to at least let you know as well too, like that he put you on that same regard. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah,
like,
I'm honored that he said that. I mean, he's still one of my favorite rappers.
and that's dope. Like I really like the Darkest Hour project as well too, and all the singles you guys put out from it, like Drama, Bad Child, Black and White, like all that shit's dope. But how did you and Evidence build, like, because I know you were living in LA, but like when did that whole thing stem from? Because you guys have been cool for years, right? Like he produced, or you guys worked on old Swollen projects together and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we met Dilated Peoples back in the B-Boy Summer days, like way back in the days. So we just clicked and we stayed friends and would see each other throughout the years over a long period of time.
okay, yeah, because even I think like when I interviewed Prevail, he said something about like he stepped away at an airport once and like Evidence came up to you, or Rock or something like that. But I can't remember now. I didn't go refresh on the old interview before this, but I feel like he said you guys initially met at an airport.
Possibly, yeah, he has a better memory than me. He didn't do 25 years a day either, so.
But that's dope. So
He
you
probably
guys,
remembers everything a lot better than I do. But look, my teeth are fixed.
hey, and so you guys just kept in touch then, and then like just have always kind of vibed with each other, and then.
Friends, you know what I mean? That's it. Friends is friends.
And do you guys have any plans of doing any more projects in the future? Any more Evidence Madchild stuff?
You know what? Everybody goes through things in life, you know. So, he's a father now, and he's God bless Enzo and Evidence, and I'm sure he's working on his music and stuff. And I just moved back, and I'm healing and getting stronger again. So right now I'm just focusing on me. I'm sure he's focusing on his son and his music and his family. Yeah.
All right, cool, man. And as well too, just before we do wrap it up, I would also like to ask, if you don't mind as well too, about Slaine too, because I think the Supreme Villain stuff was dope. I almost feel like it was kind of overlooked, like what you guys were really bringing to the table as far as like, you know, what he represents in the States and what you represent here.
I don't think it was overlooked. We just didn't follow through and do it because at the time he was, and I don't want to talk about other people's business too much, but that around the time we were going to do it is when he got sober. So he's been sober almost 4.5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. Pardon me if I'm wrong by a few months, but that was his time of healing, and he went all the way with it. So I'm pretty sure that's kind of why that project didn't happen. You know what I mean? But we're friends this day. Like, he's like, I can bounce anything off him I want while I'm trying to get on my kind of...
On your wavelength.
Yeah. I'm best when I'm sober. I just don't want to... What's up, bro? I'm best when I'm sober, but I don't want to be completely sober. I like drinking a little bit. And it's not a gateway thing for me. Like, I don't drink and feel... I like drinking a little bit for shows.
Yeah.
Basically, I say I don't go home and drink alcohol.
I'm the same way, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
even when I'm cutting down on my shit, all that, I still have to drink before I go do the show. Like I just like.
Yeah, have to, but it's not really have to, but a few drinks just to like get loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't drink after the show. I don't drink during the show anymore. I don't drink if I'm not on tour. I think I got a pretty good handle on things right now.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, man. Moderation, being able to know your limits and control yourself, right?
100%.
But yeah, man, I appreciate your time very much. So,
of course.
I do.
You've got a few more. Go ahead.
Yeah,
it's a good interview.
All right, cool, man. Where did Lawnmower Man come from? What?
Some of my shit, man. Like, it just sounded dope to me. Like, I remember the movie Lawnmower Man when I was a kid.
Oh, so it was a movie. Shit, I didn't even realize that.
He was a guy who was a little slower, and then became this superpower. Right?
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was on fire. I made that whole album in 11 days.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
When you get hyped up and your fans have your back and everybody's showing you love and like.
Because that was right after Dope Sick, right?
Everywhere. You're like feeling yourself like. They give you so much love, they fill you with so much energy and courage and strength. It's like without your fans, you're nothing, bro, straight up. Like, artists really need to understand how much they need to appreciate their supporters and fans and listeners. They really, truly need to understand that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to make an album in 11 days without
that energy to keep
adrenaline.
Yeah. With what you were just saying about the fans having your back and stuff too, this goes full circle to what I first said to you at the beginning of the interview, and it's something I want to ask. But what initially gave you the motivation to actually start the BAXWAR movement? Because that is the biggest movement I've ever seen in Canada from in hip hop.
Not anymore.
Yeah, people still represent it. It's not as big as it was, but
I think it's a different thing now, but it's organized. A friend of mine, long time friend of mine now, sort of runs it. He's a boss of it. When I screwed up and made some bad mistakes because of being a drug addict, with Snack the Ripper and all that kind of stuff, it was apparent that I wasn't. You don't want to follow someone that's on a path of self-destruction. So I didn't have anywhere to take anybody anymore. And for a long time, people were like, "Wow, you charge people money for this package," and I'd like to speak on it if I can. Like, people have to understand, like, yes, it was $100, but you were getting like $180 worth of shit or whatever, $160 worth of shit. Like, what's the difference between buying 2 T-shirts, a flag, and a dog tags and a bandana and I don't remember all the stuff that came with it. It was a big flag, big package, flag, a whole bunch of shit. What's the difference between buying that and spending $89 on a hoodie?
Yeah.
What's the difference? Well, except you were a part of a movement. Like, you got a card and you were like officially part of a movement, like saying, hell yeah. Like, it's not what I intended it to be. I had the best intentions for it. And I never got rich off that shit like people think I did. I made good money rapping and I made good money doing shows. And yeah, I made some fucking money from that shit, but I didn't get rich off it. It's not how it breaks down. I have partners. You take away the $60 it costs to make or $50 it costs to make, and then you split the $40 with your partners. So I get $15, $20. Like, it's not how people think it is.
And they're getting the merch as well too. So which
they got a gang of merch, bro. Like, an ill amount of shit. Like, it was dope. It was a dope package. Like, I was proud of it. And I masterminded the whole thing, and I thought of the whole thing, and my partners like backed my play and threw in their ideas, and they helped bring it to fruition. So if I hadn't have fallen off, I believe that thing could have been incredible now.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not incredible for what it is. It's a smaller, tight-knit, very organized group of positive people who are artists of all forms. And that's great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
When it started, it was meant to be something different, but that doesn't mean it didn't turn into something beautiful.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's just I don't wave the flag anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I'm not proud. What up, bro? Here's a Battle Axe Warrior right here. What up, bro? Doesn't mean that I'm not proud. That doesn't mean that I'm not proud. I mean, I have BAXWAR on my fingers. I have an axe on my face. Like, I invented Battle Axe. Like, I invented Battle Axe.
That's with you for life, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just not. The reason I'm not waving the flag right now is because it's important to me that people understand that I have all the respect in the world for Stomp Down Killers, SDK, technicians, juggalos, all movements that support underground hip hop.
Yeah.
Why would I want to have a problem, or like Snack the Ripper was a thing that happened between us, whatever.
And that was
It had
actually
nothing to do with.
ask about that as well too,
Yeah,
and
not-
that also kind of stemmed from
It
this
had
whole.
nothing to do with SDK. Like maybe I said a couple lines because it was a battle rap, whatever, and I was high. But this is me now. You know what I'm saying? Clear eyes. Like I respect your movement. I respect the rappers in your movement. Straight up. Like, how can you hate on people that are killing it and representing underground hip hop? How can you hate a crew that all has each other's back?
Yeah.
And represents the same thing Battle Axe Warriors was about in the beginning, right?
Yeah, and they kind of came up under your guys' wing, did they?
Whatever.
Not?
I'm not saying that. My point is, it's important. That's the only reason I'm not, walking around yelling that, because that pigeonholes me into like, this is what I rap, this is what you guys rap. Nah, man, I'm just
You're trying to be
here.
Open-minded, open
Trying
to
to be a
everything.
positive dude, trying to change, trying to become a better person, trying to be more thankful, trying to self-improve. That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's all I can do. I don't have a time machine. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep apologizing because I can't go back in time and change shit. All I can do is action going to speak louder than words. So all I can do is move forward, hopefully help make some young artists, help them, bring them along, and help nourish their careers and help them flourish. Hopefully I can have a good long run and keep going. I'm a legend in this game now, straight up. Like I'm
You
OG.
are, man.
Like, and I keep getting better. Like I just do. So not a lot of people can do that. So I'm gonna come back. That's it. You're not gonna get rid of me. Not that easy. Straight up.
Awesome, man. And you know what? I really like the way you approach it, too, just by saying, like, I can't keep apologizing for the past, but you know what I can do? I actually speak louder in words. I can move forward, and I think it's really dope, man. And that's another thing that adds to you as an artist, man. It's just the progression of growth you continuously see throughout your whole career.
Thank you, brother.
And you're still representing that, so I think that's super dope, man.
My guy.
Thank you very much for the interview, my man.
Respect, G. Thank you.
I appreciate your time, and hopefully next time you're around, because I don't know how you're smashing a 40 fucking tour date right now. Robbie told me, because I was just on tour out east with him. He's like, yeah, when we grabbed Matt, he's like, Matt wanted to work straight through. I insisted we took a day off. They're like, no, he wants to work that day, book a show. And he's like, no, trust me, we're taking just a day off. And
You
I'm
know
like,
why?
Man,
Because
that's crazy.
when you go, and then you stop, it's worse.
It's what you're saying about the idle time, right?
Not even, like, you'll chill and then your body's like, okay, it's rest time. You don't rest. You don't heal in 24 hours when
No.
you're doing 20 shows in a row. Like, it's better just keep going, keep busy.
Yeah,
Keep the blood circulating.
I feel you. How do you keep your voice after all these shows, though?
Oh, cigarettes and coffee.
Hey, that's my feel right
I'm
there.
gonna quit, actually. By end of August, I quit. Finish.
So cigarettes and coffee are still my fuel, but send your blessings for the man Madchild to quit cigarettes, because it's a bad habit.
Appreciate it.
No, but thank you very much, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, brother.
And I'll keep you posted with everything as we put it out and all that stuff,
Cool,
and
yeah.
so you can keep in the loop.
Yeah, we'll put it up as well.
Dope, man.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother.
Breaking fucking records radio.